Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Friday, April 14th, 2023. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Friday, everyone. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll notice right now the ES currently seeing very narrow range of price action here, 35% of average, just 15.75 points of range. It's been averaging 45.5 on a 10-day basis, 45 on a 5-day basis. We're still stuck in this narrow range that has developed through the first 10 trading days of the month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, now 10 developing days here. And you can see down here how compressed it is. 41.8% of average, 81 points of range. 178 is the average for a couple of weeks lately. But we could see upwards of 222 points of range soon once a breakout occurs. And the previous session we had a failed new low with a huge deep dive back through the midpoint of the range, and that was what was concerning about this sell signal within this trading range, is that the potential is there for that to fail and price to go right back up within the range. Today we're sitting at that edge, and yet again there's the potential to see another deep pullback into the range, whether back to the mid or back to the bottom of the range here as it stays within this developing 10-day range. So not expecting a full-on breakout here today. This box has developed right at the previous week's high. We're currently seeing a sell signal in the previous 60-minute bar. If we start to fail through 41.60, that could open up a return back to 41.40 pretty easily, and then maybe some overflow to the downside as this thing mainly trades and finishes here within the 10-day range. If we take a look at the NQ, right here, the NQ still in the range as well. The previous session with a hard rejection of the previous low and a push through the prior midpoint, staying within the 10-day range. Again, you can see down here, right at 65% of ADR, super narrow range, just 423 points. It's usually 600. The upper 125% is about 765, which is pretty shallow in terms of a far edge target. I mean, even 1,000 points could be pretty easy for this market to get on a 10-day basis. It's gotten it multiple times already this year and parts of last year. So again, 1,000 points should be an easy move once we're ready to break out. If we were to see a breakdown through the 12.9, it opens up a move back toward 12K, 11.9. That'd be 1,000 points right there. If we start to break to the upside, then we could mark it from 12.9 up to 13.9 perhaps, and 14 up in that zone. So which way do we break out of this 2-week narrow range today? Likely to stay mostly within that 2-week narrow range, and we could backfill into yesterday's range, trading back toward 13,100 and perhaps below. We've actually already got 13,100 with a shot to go in the lower half of the range. If we take a look here at crude oil, big time move to the upside here recently, hit the 83.50 level. 83.52 is the key level there. That's the level of transition for a push beyond and into the next highest market structure. So that's 93.64 is the upper edge up there. That's that Q1 previous quarter high. Over here again, that's your FOMC key level from last September. It's been resistance ever since the transition day here. We're right into that zone with a very bullish advance right now. Is this market, after such strength here, is it going to be able to push through and make a move toward 94s? Or do we see another rotation down away from this level, perhaps as low as 72s, or perhaps just to the middle? Even the middle of the range would be a good reversal from where we currently are. So this is the edge to watch. If price pushes through these 83.52s, you want to see it done in a major way where there's transition, a way like this. It needs to be a high range day through that level to finish beyond 85s. That would open up a continuation toward 94. Shy of that, we could see a rejection sooner than later that brings us back to a gap fill of this recent gap. All right, let's take a look here at gold futures. You'll see gold right now continues to push toward those recent highs. of 2078s. 2078s are last year's highs. You have 2100 up here that's never been tested. It's very, very close to it. We could be looking at a move toward that target. Now, we're still shy of seeing some significant rejection, but we continue to see a steady continuation. 1-day pullbacks, 2-day pullbacks. This thing continues to push higher after those events. Right now we're seeing a 1-day pullback. If we see another one, we may make a move toward 2100 again. Should we hit that zone or push through it, the expectation is not to stay beyond that level for long before we start to see a rotation back down. If we are going to see a major transition through 2100, it would be the first time in 5 years or ever, and would lead to a massive continuation to the upside that could take us a couple of hundred points inward. So I mean, it could be significant, but as of right now, the expectation is some sort of reaction that'll get us back down within the range, likely back toward 1900, 1830, and maybe trade and continue to trade in that zone. So right now, big time edge coming up for gold, but we got to be patient for the rejection. Lastly, taking a look at the YM. The YM has been very, very bullish. Even after this sell tail here, we noted how bullish this move has been, how bullish the bullish pivot trigger zone is. You know, not many pullbacks. Instead, it's held its ground and continued higher. Intra-bar pullbacks, but no real pullbacks of meaning. Instead, this thing continues to grind higher. The way it pushed through 33K was significant, and we noted to end the month and the quarter that to push through 33K could open up 34.5 up ahead, and the first pullback could be a buying opportunity to begin the month, and we hadn't ever really seen that. Instead, we held firm and continued higher here early this week and have pushed higher throughout the week, almost to 34,500 and the top end of last quarter's range. That's going to be the target up ahead. So again, even the next pullback could lead to a continuation higher toward that target up ahead. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the week. Good luck, trade well. Happy Friday. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the trading room. Take care.